guys, happy Friday. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July yesterday. Me, I was really busy. I was going to show you what I got done here in the family room, and then we're going to take a little tour of what's behind the family room here. But first, before we get started, Bailey's a little heavy here, getting heavy on me here. I don't know what he's so scared of right now. Nothing's going on. He's just wanting to be with me, and he's shaking a little bit, so I'm not sure. I want to apologize for not getting my crafting in the kitchen video up this week. You know, we took this week off. My husband went out of town for the week, and I decided to tackle getting everything cleaned and organized in the house. Well, I thought I'd tackle the garage, start off, and it took me 3.5 days. I did not think it would take me that long, so I got far behind on everything else. I did get the fireplace done, as you can see. Back here, this was dark brown. So I have this redone and decorated, and I did a little bit more decorating here in the family room, and I'm trying to do it minimalized, for me at least. This is minimalized for me, since we might have to put it on the market, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all my decorating. I really got a lot more to get done, but like I said, I'm going to show you the family room. We're going to go in the study, which is right behind the fireplace here. There's a powder room back there and the laundry room, so let's get started on the tour. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to show you the before of the fireplace real quick first, and then we will do the tour. I want to show the before of the mantle. I did buy some decorative trim that I'm just putting on the very bottom of the mantle. And I'm going to do the antiquing like over here on the secretary. So I'm going to be taking everything down and get that trim on. And I will show you what it looks like when I start painting it. I have everything off the mantle. And we have installed this trim here. I think you can kind of see on this end. It has a leaf pattern in it. And this we just nailed over top. Actually I had my husband do it. I'm not that good at mitering. Had him miter the edges and just nailed it on. This was just flat underneath. So now I'm going to be putting the deglosser on it. Got to wait an hour, and I'm going to put my first coat of paint on it. Alright, the first coat's on. I'm kind of liking having a different color, but you know what? I may have to do the dark brown below the mantle the same. Now, it's just drywall, but I may do it. I'm going to see what it looks like first, and then I might take the plunge and paint it out. Now I have 3 coats of the white paint on here, and it is getting to be nighttime here, so it's a little dark in this room. I know you can't see any details very much. Sorry about that, but you know, the more I look at this, the more I think I'm going to paint these columns here, the drywall. But I am going to go ahead and do the antiquing and look at it one more time before I decide. Alright, well here's how it turned out. Now I still need to put the polyurethane on the mantle and get the rest of it decorated, but I just wanted to show how it's looking at this point. Now in a perfect world, what I would do is on the drywall bump outs, I would put wood, and I would put some fancy molding on there, really tall baseboard at the bottom. And of course up here would be the wood too, and I would put some crown molding. But since we're possibly going to be moving, all I did was spend $12 on this piece of molding here. Right there. And all the paint I already had. So what I ended up doing was, this is exactly the molding here, this section here that my husband attached for me. This is the old trim that was on there already, and I just decided to do the dark brown on each side of the molding to make it pop out. And once I did that, I said, well, I think the baseboard down here I really don't like the color of our baseboards. I'd rather have white myself. I thought, well, I better do it dark so something ties in. Once I got that done, I looked up here, and if you remember from the beginning, this was a much lighter brown, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't go at all. So I took that brown paint, put it up there. Then the inside, which I had a faux paint on it, it didn't match either. So I had to take some of the brown paint, that dark brown paint, and all I do is I take a damp paper towel and I just rub it all in. And I'm liking this much better. And that dark brown goes with the oil rub bronze on my candle sconces there. Now, as you see, it matches. But like I said, in a perfect world. Oh, and also, what I did, you might not be able to tell on the video because this room doesn't get a lot of sunlight. But I took some of the dark brown paint with the wet paper towel and I rubbed it in the tile that is just around the fireplace, only not down here. This is still, so it is a little bit darker. I know you might not be able to see because of the lighting in here, but it is. And it kind of blends in with that more. So another thing I would do is that tile would be gone. That's just around the fireplace itself. I'd leave that down there. And this would either be stone veneer or the brick veneer is what I would do. But like I said, since we're moving, possibly, this is fine for now. I love this. Turned out really nice. And, you know, when we first bought this house, because I've not painted these walls in here, because they go into the 2-story over there and there's no cutoff. Everything was this color. All the drywall bump outs was the color of the wall. So, there's Bailey peeking in. He blends in too. So now I'm going to put the polyurethane on and get it all decorated, and you will see what everything looks like. Okay, so this is the view of the family room. I'm standing at the kitchen table here. So as you can see, I got my secretary done and the fireplace. Here's how it turned out. I still think it needs wood down below and some better taller trim at the bottom, but this is good enough for now. Like I said, maybe if we stay here, can't find anything, might change it up, but I do like it now. And I like this being the darker brown instead of the other brown. Much better. So over here, I know I'd showed this before. I just kept all this the same over here. The only thing I've done different, and like I said, the glare around here is horrible from the blinds. Let me see if I can shut the blinds and you can still see. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, well I shut the blinds. Of course it made it way too dark in here, so I'm just going to hold my little light here. I tried turning on the light up in there and it had major glare on there too. So this room just stays so dark. I mean, it stays nice and cool, but it also stays really dark in here. So this is what I did on this side of the entertainment center. Everything in here was pretty dark colored, so I did add some light to it. And up top, those are the 2 candlesticks that used to be on the fireplace mantle. I put them up there, replaced the darker ones that were shorter. Then I added the other white one up there with the garden ball on it, just to add some more light color. Added the sunflowers, changed out those flowers there. Sorry for that glare. Let's go over here. Move the light down a little bit, maybe. So it's really not easy to get this room. There's all that. And over here, not a pretty corner to look at. You know, with our little air machine there and all the dog toys. This is kind of a cool little corner the way it is, as you can see. It's got that flat part. So I put a little table here. And this lamp's on a timer, so I just have one of my roosters. And that. And these doors here go out to the deck, which we're not going to go out there. It's a little messy right now with all the rain and all the pollen from the pine trees around here, so there's a lot of yellow out there. And down here, I've got Bailey chilling out in front of the TV. I just have extra stuff down on the bottom for now. Okay, so Now let's go over to the secretary here and check out what it looks like inside. Okay, so here is the inside of the secretary. I have this little blessed sign that I got at Hobby Lobby the other day. It was on clearance for $3.40. Already had that little box. And let's go up here. This little candle holder I got for $2 at Goodwill. I don't know if you can see it. It's got crackle to it. I really like that. Of course, in here you can't put a candle on it, but I might move it somewhere else. And then my little bird on the books that I got at the Restore for a couple dollars. And then I got this little bird here. I got him at Home Goods. It's got some potpourri inside of him. And then I just stacked some books over here. So that's basically it for that. So let me close this up. And we will go down the hallway. Alright, so this is the hallway off of the family room, and of course that is the garage door. So over here, we got Colby laying in here. Maybe go shut those blinds. We got more glare. Hold on just a minute. Alright, that's a lot better. Turned a couple lights on, shut the blinds. That door goes out to a deck off of here. And I don't really have it decorated yet, but if I will be doing it here soon, I will definitely show everybody. So this is the other side of the fireplace, the two-sided fireplace. Let's go in here. So I haven't really changed much in here. I know I showed this a long time ago. I just thought I'd show it again. And like I said, when we looked at the house, every shelf in here was just full of books. Me, I don't have that many books, as you can see. I like to put decor on here. And it might look a little cluttered to some people, but I like to have a lot of my pretties out that I can see. This is the room I come in and read in sometimes. Since my husband thought this was too small for him, I think it's a nice big size. I'm going to shut the doors over here. Oh, this lamp over here. I got this chicken lamp at Goodwill. I think about a month ago. It was only $12. Oh, it looks really nice in here. So in here, you know, I wouldn't mind this being white in here, but I think it looks better keeping it dark. And what I did was I did the rag roll technique on the walls in here. Because I did paint in here. Because I think I wanted to keep this more, as I want to say, manly for the next owners. Because I think if I just made it too white, you know, just for me, it might not appeal to anybody else. Because most of the time, you know, men are going to use the study for them. I was going to show everybody this little piece of furniture here. I just got this recently at the Restore for $25. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I wanted something else in here. This is where our security camera equipment is. I had a tiny table that was on, and I don't know, I kind of like this. Actually, I think it would look better white myself, but I think it looks okay up against this maple desk here was my parents. It was one of their first things that they got back in the 40s when they were first married. And I think it kind of coordinates with it really nicely in here. So this is how the study is. Like I said, I like to come in here and read every once in a while. So let's go back out, open the doors, and then we'll go across the hall right here. And well, I tell you what, it doesn't matter what side of the house you're on, you just get a glare from everything because I'm going to shut all the blinds. And like I said, this is a tiny room, so let me go shut the blind in there, and then we will check it out the best we can. Well, that is much better. You know, I don't know how they'll ever get pictures in this room. This is so tiny to me. So over here, I went ahead and put some towels on here, even though there's nothing in here to take a shower in, but it was already a towel bar in here. And when we looked at the house, the previous owners had it kind of set up like this. So I thought, well, I'll just do the same thing. And I have this picture in here on this wall. And you get to see me in the mirror. Yeah. Like I said, it is hard to get anything in here. The only thing that I did in here besides paint, because I didn't like the color, and of course decorate, was I painted this mirror. I did not like the way it was. And I just went ahead and painted the trim around it. And then just did some metallic paint on it. I painted a dark brown and then put some copper and bronze metallic paint on it. And that was kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see the shininess that it has. It was more of a dark brown, and then you can see this little detail right there. That was gold. I did not like it. I mean, it was like gold. Okay. Well, that's this room. And I know it might look kind of yellow in here, but it's tan. Okay, so now I'm coming this hallway. Again, this little piece of furniture here, I got this at Goodwill, oh my gosh, 6-7 years ago, I can't remember. And it did not look like this, of course. It was all brown. The top had all kinds of stains on it. So to me, it's not a cabinet for the floor, but since it was like this is something you put on for a hutch on a smaller table. But I needed it. Holds all of our hats and scarves and mittens. And so I painted all that white and did a little bit of antiquing on it, not much. And then I painted this top. And I know it looks like wood, doesn't it? Nah, I painted it the brown paint, and then I took the glaze that you get with that kit from Rust-Oleum, and I just spread it on in spots to make it look like wood grain. So I thought, hey, that looked up, it turned out really nice. So this is kind of like the little catch-all. I took the stuff off of it. I didn't think it would look nice. I mean, bad enough you have to look at hats up here, but so that's pretty much it in the hallway. Now we're going to go into my laundry room. Not a big laundry room. And I do have the door off of it right now. But if we do put the house on the market, the door goes back on. But of course, the door covers up this closet here. I guess it's a closet. It had a rod in it. I took it out. But we will put the door back on. And I did paint in here. This was a dark gray. And of course, the cabinets were not white. They were oak. So I painted all the cabinets. Did this little bit of a darker brown in here. And I love this piece that I have. I bought this one, lived in our last house. It's nice to just pull it out a little bit and you hang your clothes on there when you get done. So I like that. And then the sink here, we put a new countertop on, and we put a new sink and a faucet. Now when we moved in, oh my gosh, I have to tell you, this sink was disgusting looking to me. It was all stained. Of course, it wasn't as quite as big as this. This is just a little bit bigger and deeper. It had paint all over it. I can't believe they didn't, put a new sink in before they put the house up. I mean, they're not that expensive to get them. And so I added a little lamp here, and you're probably wondering where that's plugged in at, because it is a real lamp. Let me show you. So in this little closet area here, I guess as you can see, there's a bar there. There's a plug-in. So what I did, if we can get in here, is I just drilled a hole right there, and big enough for the plug to go through. Plugged it in. Because over the sink, let's see if I turn this out, it's a little bit darker, and sometimes you need a little more light. Helps out a little bit if you're doing stuff at the sink. And then I have this little shelf that I got that it's a towel bar actually, but I thought it'd be great for putting paper towels on. Nice, pretty. And then I have my little cow up there. And then I don't know if you can see, it's hard to see all the stuff I have up here. There's a few things up here. I have little bunnies. And then up here, I have more stuff where it looks like laundry items up here. The other thing that we did was I had a fluorescent light in here. I'm afraid if I get up too, you can see the glare. Oh, it's hard to see. If I can get this a little bit better. If I turn the light out. There you go. We put this new light in here because it had one of those long fluorescent lights, which I really don't like. So that is it. Oh, the one thing I wanted to say I forgot. In case some of you guys hadn't seen my laundry room when I did a many months ago. This right here is that wallpaper that I use, like in my craft room, and I used it on some cabinets. And it looks like beadboard. And I just painted it and I antiqued it to match the cabinets that I did in here. Then I had my husband, I just bought this trim and I had him cut it and put it on. And it's really kind of waterproof on here. So I thought that just kind of added a little more of a farmhouse look in here. And it ties in with a little bit of the beadboard there on that. Okay, so that is it for this tour of this part. Unfortunately, I don't have much more to show. So we're gonna head on back into the family room and finish out the video. I don't think I showed this part very much. Kitchen's a little messy right now on the kitchen table. I got a bunch of stuff on there, so I'm trying not to get it in the thing. But just have a few things on my coffee table here. And don't want to get too much. Yeah, you can see nasty stuff there. And I know I showed this before with my pillows on the love seat, just to kind of lighten up this room a little bit. Like I said, if I open up all the blinds, it's a lot lighter in here, but there's way too much of a glare for the video. Okay, so that, I really like how this turned out. And I do have the battery operated candles in my sconces here, so at night this looks really pretty. Well, I hope that everybody enjoyed the little tour of my family room here and the study, the powder room, and the laundry room back behind too. I think these are pretty good for, when we do have to put the house on the market. To me, it's minimalized for me, My husband doesn't think it's minimalized, but I do. I could have a lot more stuff in here. That's for sure, 'cause I have a lot more stuff. I had to throw a bunch of stuff in the basement for now, and it's all pretty messy down there. I got to get that going. I've had a few people request to see my basement. I do have something that I did a few years back on the wet bar with some wine corks. So it's kind of, I think it's really kind of cool the way it turned out. Show everybody that. And I've had some people request to see where I keep my dishes for all my tablescapes. Well, that's not very pretty, but once I get everything organized down there and the storage room cleaned out and things put away, I will show that to everybody. And I will show you our other little storage rooms down there too. They're technically crawl spaces, but I can stand up in both of them. And it'd be nice if they were dug out, because you do have to, one of them has some steps going into it, but the other one you have to get a step ladder and open up the door and get in there. But I will be showing the basement off here soon. Hopefully I can get a crafting in the kitchen done too. I mean, I have everything ready to do that tray. I just haven't had time to do it. Like I said, I was so busy this week trying to get done organizing and cleaning in that garage. It kicked my butt, I'll tell you that. That was a lot of work to do. I was here, like I said, by myself. And it's hard to do that when I have to keep checking on the dogs inside, and they don't like to be alone very long. So it took me a little while to do that. But I might even have a tablescape up too. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't get everything done. I want to show everybody the outside too. And I got to get the deck area down by the pond cleaned up. We've been having a lot of rain this week, and with all the pollen from the pine trees, it's like everything's yellow, and it's just like pools of yellow from all the puddles from the rain that we had. But it takes a while to get that cleaned up, so hopefully I can get that up too. And I don't know if that for next week. It might be for the next week after that, possibly. I'm gonna see what I can get done this weekend on the yard. I got a lot of weeding to do because I've got a lot of rock areas, and I kind of been behind on that. But you know, that's just the way it is. You know, when we are on 3/4 of an acre here, and I do all my own yard work because I do enjoy it. But I feel like I'm being crunched for time with everything. Oh, and with the house hunting, we haven't found anything yet. There's one that might be something that's promising. I don't know if we're going to go see it yet. Not sure. It's a little bit smaller of a house than I really want to get, but we might go look at it. And if we do, I'll definitely get a video on that. So we are going to wrap up the video now, and I want to wish everybody a very wonderful weekend, and I possibly will see you on Monday. Pretty sure. So it's going to be bye for now.